just want to talk about a myth about copy, that copywriters who sell courses and membership sites and training programs and cheat sheets won't tell you. Maybe they don't know themselves, or maybe they want to keep the secret to themselves. And here it is. The best copy is written by your subconscious after emotionally and empathetically connecting with you, right? The gold is in your head, and our job is to pull it out. I don't know if you ever heard the story of Gary Halbert. So Gary Halbert in direct response copywriting world, I mean, it's bigger than life, right? I mean, genius at copy. He would get a copywriting assignment for, I don't know, he was paid a lot for his projects. And he would come on and he'd do the research, rifle through the note cards, do all that kind of stuff. And then he'd fuck off. Like he'd go on his boat, he'd lounge, do whatever. And then, bam, before it was due, it would come together and he'd write it, right? Because here's the thing. Your conscious brain, this little computer that we try to control is like this big. And our subconscious, this big, huge, massive supercomputer. And on the front of our brain is like a little calculator, right? So so many copywriters try to push copy through this little calculator instead of through the supercomputer and the heart center and the channeling and the connection. I can tell you all of my best copy I wrote in times that you would laugh at. Truly. I wrote a VSL that I think if I calculate just at the basic, if it continued to convert at the levels I was told it converted at, should have by this time made $500,000 to $1 million for my client who paid me $10,000. I wrote it in a week. I spent like a week in researching, kind of spent another week or two chewing, thinking, worrying, right? Mulling, scribbling things down. And I probably, 5 hours total actually writing and editing 10,000 words for VSL, right? Because I let my subconscious do the hard work, okay? Which is also why it doesn't pay to try to hire a copywriter, give them a brief, and say, go write. Without having an interview with them, without letting them feel your energy, without really connecting with them. And any copywriter that just goes and writes in a corner is not going to do a good job. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they're converting, because that's just not how it works. I know all my copy, any copy that I've struggled with or has not sounded like my clients and whatnot are because either one, I didn't put my heart into it. 2, I wasn't paid enough to put my heart into it. Or 3, I wasn't connected. So me trying to write from just a brief is painful. I really want to be connected to the client I'm working with. And so when I work with a client, I'm thinking about everything. I'm thinking about all the things in their business. I'm thinking about how this little piece of copy that I'm writing might, also be made better by the traffic and drivers and the ads. How this piece of copy would also benefit from having an upsell. Oh, look, this offer isn't complete. Let's have an upsell. Let's have a downsell. Do you have an email sequence? Oh, wait, this pricing, would be better supported by some bonus stacking. Those are the questions I'm asking because I'm not an order taker. That's not my job. Where was I going with this? So this is the secret that really good copywriters will tell, but people don't take it. Gary Bencivenga, another example before I go here. Gary Bencivenga, in his 500 seminar or whatever it is, talks about his subconscious and letting his subconscious, he would imagine a team of copy legends and business advisors giving him advice on copy. He would talk about his genie, this genie that he would talk to who knew how to write copy. He would visualize copy success. This is a lot of woo-woo subconscious stuff that has nothing to do with research and writing a brief and checking boxes. Clayton Makepeace, he had a speed writing, course. What he'd do, he'd get the basics down, And then I betcha he let his subconscious work. And he didn't, second guess himself, didn't, write when he wasn't inspired. John Carlton gets himself inspired and in a frame of success before he writes. So all of this to say, your copywriter needs to be doing these things. Your copywriter needs time to do these things, and your copywriter needs to be connected to you and hopefully is invested in you as much as you are invested in them. If your relationship with your copywriter is very much order taker, hey, I just need this, that, this, please do it. They're not mind readers. I can be a mind reader a little bit, but we have to connect. We have to talk. If you're a copywriter who is struggling to write copy, this is your problem. And I posted a video before about empathy, and this is the same thing. You have to have empathy. You have to be able to step into the mind of your client. You have to be able to step in the mind of the prospect and go, what are they struggling with? What are their pains? What are their fears? Even if those things are dramatically different from your own. And that's really the brain-breaking part. And I talk about being brain-breaking. Stepping into the mind, for me, I'm a liberal. How do I step into the mind of a conservative? Well, I think about what are their values? What are the values that lead to where they are? What have they logically consumed? What have they consumed to get to where they are? What are their trigger words? What are their dog whistle? What is the dog whistle language, right? What stories are they telling themselves? What do they believe about the world, about themselves, about what's possible, what's not possible? I have to be in that space to be able to write copy that resonates with them. Because otherwise, I'm going to be in my frame and writing copy that resonates with my people, which isn't going to be the people I need to reach. Okay, this is the kind of thing that is very hard to teach copywriters. This is the kind of thing that takes work, it takes connection, and can't be taught in a 30-day course. I think people can get there, but this is a mindset. This is a way of approaching writing that, you can get good enough copy not doing this stuff. Don't get me wrong. A good copywriter will know enough to give you good enough. Maybe. And for some things, you have a warm enough audience and whatnot, won't matter. But if you really want to hit it out of the park, you need to think about copy differently. And the best copywriters think about copy and marketing differently. So I talk about stacking the deck and whatnot. That is a mindset. Marketing is math. I say this because it's a mindset about how you approach campaigns and how you approach offers and how you approach the business of doing marketing. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have questions about this or want to dig deeper, let me know. I'm also getting ready to start a Patreon where I will populate the membership site with videos and checklists and worksheets and all kinds of things. Comment below and I'll make sure that you get an invite.